Today we shall try to learn and do ourselves the basic meditation procedures as taught in our Sanatan Dharmic Parampara, in Yoga and Vedanta, Tantra and other scriptural and as guided by the saints and the avatars. To begin with, in the meditation, first is to put the sthana, the kala and the patra. Means the place of meditation, the time of meditation, and the patra, the person who is eligible or even not yet eligible to do that. Begin with the sthana, the place. Sri Ramakrishna says, meditate in mind, in a corner, or in a secluded place like in a forest. And today's life, forest, we need to go to some either retreat in Nirjana Vas, as Sri Ramakrishna said, even if 1 day or 3 days, whatever less we can have. Otherwise, in a corner, in our own place, in our own homes, wherever you can find a secluded place, there. And of course, in mind. Meditation in mind means always, wherever we are, in that situation, to train the mind in that way, that always the mind will go on repeating God's name or doing the meditative in a meditative state. We will come about that in later. So this is about the sthana. Next, the kala. Sandhya. Sandhya means juncture, junction. Means junction means when the day ends, night comes, or the night ends, the day comes. So that is the time, ideal time for meditation. That is called sandhya. Any juncture ready for between these two changes, the dawn, the dusk. Also the night, because night also it's the environment outside. It's calm and quiet. So that also is a wonderful time for meditation. Apart from them, depending upon the aspirant's own will or the circumstances, any other places can or time can be chosen. So this is about the sthana and the kala, the time and the space. Now the most important part, the patra, the person who will meditate upon. Who is ready to meditate? That we cannot all of a sudden sit down and try to close our eyes and we cannot visualize God and we cannot meditate. Then what is the preparation necessary? Like for anything in the life. The first and foremost thing, it is ultimately by God's grace that you can meditate can happen, and all these circumstances, these are congenial for the time, the space, it can happen. This is all by God's grace. And how to obtain the grace? Scripture says that by whatever you're doing in your own life, in a household life, you do that as an offering, as a sacrifice to the divine. As Sri Krishna says in Gita and Yajna, that makes a chitta shuddhi. It purifies your heart. Because unless the heart is purified, we cannot even think of meditation, or we won't get an inclination to do meditation, or even if we sit down, meditation won't be possible. Even his mind is concentrated but with a very impure mind. That mind will cause much more harm to yourself as also to the world. So purity of the mind is the one essential quality for meditation. So how to get that? As the scriptures and the great ones, the Mahapurushas says, to whatever you are doing, do that as an offering, as a yajna, as a service to the divine, as a service. So this slowly will make your mind purified, and your mind will be peaceful, and it will long and want to sit in meditation. Now, to start with meditation, first some thoughts in mind will be important. As it is said, today's imagination, tomorrow's realization. So the meditation mostly as much as the images or imagination that will help us to vividly to think of the divine, whichever way we can think of that. Like to begin with, first to think that as per our preconditions ideas, as Sri Ramakrishna says, that Ishwari Vastu or Shaktichi Avastu means God alone is real and everything else is unreal. As per our own understanding today, we can think about that. And suppose, as Sri Ramakrishna says, if we do not know whether God exists, I saw some message. Hopefully sound will be better now. So during meditation, first to think that as per our own whatever ideas we have of God, to think that God alone is the one in our life which is worth achievable, worth attainable. Everything else is of secondary importance. Or as Sri Ramakrishna says, if we do not have any clear idea whether God exists or not, to pray. If the God is there, please show me the way and what should I do and how should I improve or make myself better, make myself blessed. Next, to have this craving more and more with yearning more and more. It will increase with a purification of heart that we said will come when we do our day-to-day work as an offering to the divine. Now, to do with meditation, it has to be done with our mind. You remember one distinction, meditation is not concentration. Concentration we concentrate during our different works and studies, when meditation is quite different from that. Like when we do japa, take the name of the Lord. That is called that, as it were, we're talking to God. That meditation is listening to God. We just keep and quiet without our own activities. We try to take our God's grace in our own life. So for this, a calm mind without hankering for outside objects necessary. Next, again with this to help mind become calm, our senses, our different sense organs, to make that not running after the sense objects secondary. Then again, like a spring, if it's pulled, if it leaves the spring again, it goes back to its original structure. So that mind or sense organs, if it is pulled towards God or divine, if any occasions it gets, it can again go back to the sense objects. To withdrawing from that and preventing from the sense organs again and again. This will be the next prerequisite. Next is for that to endure or forbear or whatever the problems we may be having in our life, at least during the meditation times and in other times in our life, to forbear or endure as much as possible. Because many things is not within our hand. Just mere grumbling for that. It's not going to help us in our own life. So this forbearing or endurance. Next, whatever we have told till now, we have a deep faith in that whatever the scriptures have said, whatever these great ones, Mahapurushas said, we have that faith along with having faith in our own selves first. And as we said earlier, through that, having faith in God or praying to Him, whether if you exist, you show me your grace or you shower your grace. And last is, have a resolve in all these things. But we have said till now, once we have this faith, we have a very strong resolve, so that again we not waver away from these decisions we have taken in our own life, or this meditation or these ideas whichever we have discussed till now. That may be like a rock. It should not, any storm in our life, it should not again get blown away. Then the final one is to get a hankering to through God meditation to realize God, to realize divinity, whatever it is. Till now we know that because that divinity is residing within ourselves only, but it is hidden to make that manifest. So this criteria is, in short, in our scriptures, shastras, they are told sadhana chatushtaya. Now we'll come in the meditation proper. To begin first sitting in the asana. Asana is called sukhasana, that is which is you can sit very comfortably without any difficulty for a long time, as long as possible. That your body should be very natural and it shouldn't be strained. And sitting, when you're sitting, today we'll discuss only the hows of meditation, not the whys. This minute, why different why. We'll discuss only how. So if any questions will be there, so that we may discuss later on in the, if probably today in the evening, in another 8 o'clock Google Meet session with the same ID. So in meditation we will sit either facing north or facing east. Uttar, Purva, either facing north or facing east. These are the direction we should sit. And as we said, there's Sthan Kal in any corner of your house or to go to Nirjanavas, their mind. And Kal will be the juncture, Sandhya, when night ends, day begins, or day ends, night begins, or in the deep and calm and quiet of night. This is a preferable. Once you get other time, you can of course do also in noon, afternoon, in your off days. But these are the beginning to meditate at the sthan and kala. With asana, when you sit, it is better to get in today's life asana like that of a silk asana, like we have called it kambal asana, like blanket, like that. It should not be too high, it should not be too low. In earlier days, there were kushasana made of kusha grass. Nowadays, it may be difficult to obtain. Earlier days, they were even mrigacharma asana, deer skin. Today also that may be difficult to obtain. So kambal asana, like made of silk, like blanket, like object. So that will be not too high, not too low, to sit on that. How is the posture? Asana of meditation. First Sukhasana, whichever is comfortable to you. That for a long time you can sit without any, the legs should not become numb.
Maharaj,
There
there is
should
a
not be any,
disturbance which is coming in the background, I think. Sorry to
I think,
interrupt.
yeah, I understand that. Probably there are other noises in the environment. I just put one headphone and ear attached to the machine. but still very little sound. But if it is audible, my voice, and I'll try to increase the volume.
Yeah, it's audible. It's audible. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Outside something in the outside environment, some sound is coming which is not within my control. I'm sorry, but on your own way, I'm trying. I've connected the headphone so that at least it may be reduced to the minimum, whatever maybe the technical difficulties. We are sorry. So this is again the as per we said that the grace of the divine, whatever circumstances he places us. When we said that sthana kala nirjana vasa time mone kone bone, we'll find like today we are like talking these noises are coming. Everything is not in our own hands. So again, as we said, meditation is not concentration. Ultimately, it is listen to God. It is an offering to God. It is surrendering to God, to the divine. So that whatever comes in his way, you accept that. We try to accept that. There may be problems. That with that, the idea of self-surrender. That is the very basic of meditation. Just for example, when Swami Vivekananda he was failing to meditate once because there was sound in outside environment, some other places. So Ramakrishna told it, you concentrated your mind on that sound itself, means on that difficult environment problem itself. And through that itself, Swami Vivekananda he could concentrate his mind and get a better meditation. So now again to come back to our point. So how we sit, asana. We said that Sukhasana, whichever is good for any person, that they can do. But one asana, if you can try, if it is possible for you to sit a long time, I'll just say one asana, Yodi Mudra asana. When you sit down and squatting your legs, if for elderly person it is difficult to sit down squatting your legs, they can sit even on chairs and do meditation. But for others, sitting on the floor on the asana and sitting square, the folding two legs. First, you fold your left leg, left leg, full fold inner side as innermost as possible, so that your left ankle almost or about to touch your perineum near the region of anus. If it is possible to stretch your leg that much, you bring first your left leg, you fold so that it will be in the center of your body, just almost near your perineum or near your anus. Now bring the right leg, put it above the left leg, and there also you pull that if it is possible to stretch it so that this left ankle and right ankle within the alignment of the center of the body, just above the left ankle which has been placed near the perineum or anus, the right ankle will be placed above that left ankle. So if it is possible to stretch this much, you do. If it's not that much, whatever is comfortable for you, you do that much. You will see in this position, your center of gravity, or when you're sitting on the ground, it will be maximum it is touching on the ground. Your back and your two knees, they will be comfortably touching on the ground in this position. You'll find. And then you hold your back, your neck and head straight. It should not be tilted, not tilted backwards, not tilted frontwards. How to know that it is straight? Your chin should be parallel with the ground. Your chin should be parallel to the ground. Chin should not be that way. That means the mouth, your face should not tilt too much upwards. Your face should not tilt too much downwards. The chin should be parallel to the ground. Then your head, neck, and back should be in same single alignment. And this touching these three back and two knees and this wider angle comfortably, almost like a Sri Yantra, that a triangle with Meru. We are sitting on the asana, and be very comfortable, be relaxed. It should not be tense. Your body muscles or any part of the body should not be too much stretched, too much tense. It should be very natural. And now to meditate either in formless or with form, Sakara Nirakara Dhyana, there are two positions of the two hands. We have told how to keep the to fit how we told how to put one ankle over another, how to knees will be placed, it will be stretched forward and in the side, how the back should be straight. Now how to keep the two hands. If you do formless meditation, it will be different. If you do sakara meditation with form, that will be different. We begin with in the formless nirakara meditation. The two hands, the wrist region, should be kept on the two knees. Left hand, left knee, our wrist portion should be resting very comfortably over the left knee, and the right hand, the right wrist position should be kept very comfortably, naturally over the right knee. I'll get one message. I'll just go through the message. Oh, it is somebody else has an and someone else has to mute microphone. All right. So you're now the fingers. I'm telling about the formless Nirakara meditation. So both hands are resting on each knees. Now your thumb, each in hand, left and right hand, each thumb, and your this tarjani means the second finger, the index finger. These two touch each other. The tip of the thumb and tip of the second finger, that is the index finger, needs to touch each other. And the other three fingers, the third finger, the fourth finger means ring finger, and the little finger, that should be straight. So first and second finger should touch each other in the tips, and third, fourth, fifth finger should be straightened. And this way, the both wrists should rest on the each knee. That also not too much stretch, not too much bent, very relaxed way. This is the position for the Nirakara formless dhyana. And for form dhyana with Sakara dhyana, when you're doing dhyana of some your Ishta or some deities or devata, then your hand should be just resting over those ankles. We said that first ankle, left ankle was in the center. Above that, right ankle was placed, or the right leg. Over that, first put your left hand. I'm talking about the Sakara Dhyana now. Dhyana with the form for your deity. First, the left hand should be placed over that ankle with palm upwards, palm facing upwards, with a little bit curved position, slightly curved. And over that, put the right hand. That also a little bit curved position, and both the thumbs should touch each other. So in Sakara Dhyana, left hand, left palm facing upwards. You put it just over your lap, means where your two ankles are kept over that very comfortably. And then put the right hand above the left hand. And the left hand's thumb and right hand's thumb, they should touch each other. The other fingers, and it will be calmly resting. The left hand over the left hand, the right hand and palm will rest upwards very naturally. So this is the position for the Sakara Dhyana. And again, your posture will be very natural, without wrist overstretching, without in a tense position, without muscle should not be taut, very relaxed. And more when we do meditation, when meditation is better, we'll feel understand. However, initially we may feel our legs are numb or tingling sensation, or it is very taut, body is very unease. But you'll feel the body is becoming more and more relaxed if meditation gets better. And we'll feel the body as if subjectively, we'll feel it is lighter. When sitting in the meditation, it is not that heavy to carry on. We'll feel it very lightly, very casually, very naturally we are carrying, we are holding our body. That's a carry on in it in the other times also in your daytime when meditation will good. But at least during meditation time, you feel body subjectively. Feel body will very lighter to carry it with ease. And even your muscle, the facial expressions will feel subjectively. That when other times you may feel in the social circumstance it will be tensed, muscle or more even facial muscle expressions are more tensed. We ourselves will feel that it is more pneumonia, means it is more softened, more mellowed down, like just like a setting sun. You can look at a setting sun, but in the daytime you cannot look at a sun. So it will be very relaxed in your own way. You'll feel yourself that your body and face is more relaxed. And with meditation, when initially we started to do a straightened posture, that our head and neck and back, and when meditation will come and there will be kundalini, there will be slowly it will be raised this time. You may feel sometimes that without your own effort, your back is becoming more straight. Like when we drown in a water, if we at least anyhow put our face upwards on the surface of water, our whole body naturally comes up. We did not put it because in the water it naturally happens. Whole body naturally comes start floating. You'll feel like your back is getting more straightened. Straightened little bit, that means you are tilting towards backwards. That will be naturally feeling without any effort. Don't try to imitate that you tilt naturally and backwards. But very little, you'll feel that your spine, your back is getting more straightened, and more it's become straightened, you're getting tilting more towards little bit backward, not fronting, stooping to in front, but in backward, little very little. You'll feel that subjectively. This will happen in your own life. So this is the asana. Now, because to become the studying the meditation proper, we may have little bit pranayama. Pranayama you may do, you may not do, but very short one or two, which is called Nari Shuddhi, which has been given by Swami Vivekananda in his Raja Yoga, as per followed by Sri Shankaracharya, so that we can mention. So in this Nari Shuddhi, you can hold it with your close with your right thumb, your right nostril, and with your right either index finger or the ring finger if, for the left nostril. Then first closing the right nostril with thumb and you inhale. Do very minimal. Do not do much more. Maybe 2 times even or maximum 4 times. Not too much. You inhale. That during inhalation you can do Om in your own. You may say Pranava, that Om. You can say in your own mind. And after that, this is called Puraka. But do not do Kumbhaka. Do not control the breath. After inhaling that, with the very next, without controlling, without doing any Kumbhaka, without holding the breath, you release the breath, you hold the other nostril and release that right one and release that breath 2 times or 4 times by saying Om, Omkara. If you do 2 in the beginning and also do 2. If you do 4 in the beginning, Puraka in the Purvachakal do 4. But no need to do more than 4. You do very basic. And similarly, change the process for the left nostril also. So like this together, left and right nostril, continue the process, maybe minimum 2 times, maximum 4 times, not more than that, not necessary. So this much Puraka and Rechaka without any Kumbhaka. This is a very basic pranayama, it's repeated, not too much. There are higher pranayamas we can do that where Kumbhaka, the holding breath outside, not within ourselves. Outside means we, after Rechaka, we are holding breath outside, then inhaling. There is one Kumbhaka that is a little bit better or less harmful than the other one. Not harmful means I mean that because we are not trained that one, or we are not living in the living presence of a guru, and our atmosphere may not be congenial. Too much pranayama may be harmful. That's why we are telling it is very basic, very minimal to do. And if possible, for those it is possible with those other qualities in the life circumstances, then they can do Kumbhaka inside that. In that case, 4-8-4. 4 for Puraka, 8 for Kumbhaka, and then 4 for again for Rechaka. That is when you hold breath inside. But that if it is not possible, you may not do that even. Without Kumbhaka, Puraka, Rechaka, that will be suffice to do. That which is called Nari Shuddhi. So this is basic on the Kumbhaka. Now let us come back to the meditation proper. How to will do that. In this posture, as we said, Nirakara, formless Dhan, 2 hands over to your knees, or in Sakara Dhana when you think of Ishta deity, when your both hands are resting on your lap. Definitely the Sakara Dhana, the dhyana with form is be preferable. It will be easier or to more easier to concentrate because the object or person whom we love, we naturally we remember him or her, and we can think more him or her. And formless Nirakara to think. We can think with many images, many images. As we said that today's imaginations, too much realization, that may help. So Nirakara, what are the images? I'll just very short will say images and then we'll come to the direct Sakara Dhyana. When we say formless, there even form will be there because our mind is within this jara, this Panchabhuta. So it can think of concepts through some form only, even if subtle form. Which are those Panchabhuta? Khiti, up, Tej, Marudvam. So this way we can think of formless meditation. I am saying only one example of each. Like Khiti. You can think when we are resting our both hands straight on the both knees. Khiti means this earth. We think a huge expanse, like a huge big field, big playground, like huge, and in the center there may be only it is empty totally. And in the center there is a big, huge, like Ashwathar, what a vriksha, one tree. So you're alone there and there's nobody, there is a huge expanse and alone on that, below the shade of the tree, you're thinking and meditating from that. There is a kitty. Then up means water. Nothing, there's a huge expanse like ocean. Ocean is the ocean, there is no end in the beginning, there is no end the shore for this ocean. And you're in this ocean, you're floating alone, maybe, or that in that there is one boat like that, or that you may think of that as the divine, and you are taking hold of that boat, or you are thinking, concentrating of that divine, that like the boat is a huge expanse of the ocean. Hit your page. Okay, you think of it like a fire. There is fire which is roaming everywhere. And when you see a fire like a candle, within that candle, the fire, you see one flame is going very upwards, straightened, and within that there is a very dark bluish or still a formless darker place within that candle, that flame. So think of this within the raising fire everywhere. There's a Atma Jyoti, like there's a fire which is not diminishing, which is not wavering. So that fire is yourself or with the divine, being one with the divine. Kiti of age. Then Marut. Marut, you think this ear. This is like a deep storm which is very breeze, which is wavering everywhere. Within that is like a ঝড়ের ইঁটো পাতা হয়ে থাকা, Sri Krishna said, like a leaf which has been taken away from the tree. In that storm, that leaf is wherever it is going ups and downs and here and there swing, and within that huge expanse of the storm, you are that leaf, and with the will of the divine, you are moving about like a single leaf without with unblemished, without any attachment. So Kiti of Tej Marut, now Vyom. We don't think of the huge space like Mahakasha. Mahakasha, we will see in the night, there are many stars there. So you're seeing there's a Mahakasha, this empty space, it's dark and there's nowhere any to be seen. But maybe there's one Atma Jyoti, one a single star. So that is your Swarupa, your divine. So in the darkness of the Akasha, Mahakasha space, that the light of the single light is there for that Jyoti. So you consider of that Jyoti. So this is very minimal on this 5 Nirakaras on the Panchabhuta. Now we'll come in our own, because mostly will help us with the Ishta Dhyana, with the Sakara Dhyana, with our deity. Will come the main part. When you will sit with the resting left from upwards over that right palm and touching both thumbs. In the beginning, you think and pray that in front and behind we know the Dashadika, the 10 sides, in front, behind, up, below, in every side, that whoever will be there in the whole existence, that good befit to them, that happiness befit to them. This is a very important thing. Before we meditate for our own wellness, we are meditating for others. That's may good befall others. This is a very, very purifying effect, and that will naturally come down your mind. The paradoxical way, when we try to pray for others' peace, our own peace comes. So very beginning, you think as imagination, you are sending waves of peace to in front, behind, above, below, every in the whole world, in all sides. You are sending and sending your waves of peace towards every object in this whole universe. Then you are praying to your Ishta, to your Guru, what are the great Mahapurush, the great men and women in this world, and great the spiritual aspirants and whoever may be there, praying that let them help you to achieve that your goal of attain the goal of meditation, and let the peace prevail. Let there will be happiness prevail. There should be no adhyatmika tap, no adhidaivika tap, no adhibhautika tap anywhere in the universe existence. So this way you pray. And then, as we said, the way in the initial prayer, we did it for others, that let others gain this happiness, then we'll get this happiness. You can do some Sanskrit prayer also if possible. If you know that, you can do it directly in the Sanskrit prayer, or in the meaning you can do. I'll just say two or three prayers. You can utter that yourself, or you can do the meaning in your own language. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurmamritangamaya. Praying that, let myself go to from non-existence to existence, from non-knowledge to knowledge, from death to immortality, from darkness to light. For that, there are other also Vedic prayers that Ojosi Oja Mahidhehi, Balamasi Balam Mahidhehi, Viryamasi Viryam Mahidhehi. That let me, I want to meditate on these qualities. Let me have these qualities. With these qualities, that my mind will be strong, my body will be strong. With this, I'll get over this ocean of samsara, and I'll know that divine in my own life. So these are different prayers you can do either in Sanskrit or the ideas in your own language you can do as a prayer. And very potent prayer for this, all of us which you know, there's a Gayatri mantra. Those who have already been initiated in Gayatri Mantra, they can do that. Others also, Gayatri Mantra is today available. We know that original chanting in Sanskrit. Or we can do that, pray that ideas in our own language. That Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tastaviturvarityam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. That within the sun we are praying for the divine in the symbol, and that the vigor of the sun, that it may also it increase or enhance our understanding, so that I can know. In the very beginning we said that if we don't not know whether God exists or not, we can pray to that if you exist you or not, you please show me the way, you show me what is the reality, what is the truth. Similarly, here this prayer that Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya, this again a very potent prayer. Dhiyo, my intelligence, not my clever, not that IQ, but that higher wisdom, pure wisdom. Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya, may that be awakened. And here Naha, Naha means awaken for us, not to me. This is again the great thing. Again, I'm not only praying for myself alone, not being selfish alone, but I'm praying for everybody else. Yo naha, that our everybody else's our intelligence may be awakened, divine intelligence may be awakened, so that we may know the divine. So with this prayer, after doing the prayer very fervently, very seriously, then let us pray. to Sri Ganesha, because he is a Siddhidata and Vigna Hatta. In the very beginning, to give us Siddhi, so that we may attain perfection, whatever we are wanting that, for Ganesha and Vigna Hatta. Whatever obstacles will be there, let be, because when we are doing in the world this Mahamaya, in this body we are having, we are potentially divine, but we are not yet achieved. So this part will be there. Even when Avatara comes, if he not goes through this process in the Mahamaya's world, through this Siddhirata, Vignaharta, Ganesha, he becomes stuck up in this world of Mahamaya. The story also that Hiranyakashipu was when Nrsimha Avatara, he came and he killed. Before also Hiranyakashipu as a Varaha Avatar he came, but in the as a Nrsimha Avatar after that killing Hiranyakashipu, he was not gaining his normal calm and poise, but he was still after having that animal life which are very terrified. Everybody was terrified. All the devas were terrified. Why he is not getting his calm, his own Vishnu Sarupa? He said that Mahabharata said that before Hiranyakashipu Vishnu, he took the form of Nrsimha Avatar to kill Vishnu. He did a worship of Mahamaya, but he didn't do the worship of Sri Siddhikata Ganesha to remove the obstacles. So that's why after killing Hiranyakashipu, he forgot to regain his own pristine glory of this his divine self. So it is said that Shiva came as a Charaiveti avatar and he kills he pacifies the body of Nrsimha, and then Nrsimha becomes pacified. In the earlier avatar also, as Hiranyaksha time when he comes as Varaha avatar, then also it happens. Sri Ramakrishna says that the Shiva comes and kills that Varaha avatar body, so that again he regains his own pristine glory. So that's why, because we are working only in the field of Mahamaya to gain her grace, we have to first pray to the Vignaharta Ganesha at Siddhita Ganesha, and then only with his blessing, with his Siddhi, we will gain the Atma Siddhi and all the obstacles will be removed from our path. After this, we'll pray. If anybody of us are already Dikshit, initiated by your own Guru, you pray to your own Guru, and whatever Ishta your Guru has been given you, you pray to your Ishta, so that your Ishta or Guru will give you your blessing for attaining the knowledge, the pure, the bhakti, devotion, and the Vaidava dispassion for this world. If you are not initiated by a Guru, you can, whatever deity you feel like you love, the Sri Ganesha or Shiva or the Divine Mother or Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, anybody. You pray to your own chosen, your deity whom you love most, or even other deities also together, and you pray that you may attain what you are doing. Then, after this praying, you pray as much possible, and in this prayer, you try to have an identification with your deity. That is said with different bhavas. One is said that Shanta Bhava, very calm and like the rishis of old age or old times. Then Dasya Bhava, that Hanumanji had with Sri Rama. Then Sakhya Bhava, like Sudama had with Sri Krishna. Then Vatsalya Bhava, like Yashoda had with Sri Krishna. Or there is the reverse, Santana Bhava, like Sri Ramakrishna had with Mother Kali. And that Madhura Bhava, that is Madhura friends, if you want to have that, like Sri Radha or Gopis for Sri Krishna, or whatever bhavas, even these are not only exclusive. You may have bhavas beyond that also, according to samskara. There is a story when a spiritual aspirant was thinking his deity, his chosen ideal, as a student, and thinking himself as a teacher. You see, the aspirant is sadhaka is thinking himself a teacher and thinking his deity, the Lord, as a student. Similarly, in any field, whichever field you are doctor, engineer, you think as a doctor, a patient, or even whichever, there's infinite ways, infinite paths. More imagination that will help you, whichever feels more close to your heart. So this way, you first, if you already in the initiative guru, you know that whatever his guru has told that, whatever to do with discussion, you didn't following your own meditation. You need to follow exclusively what your guru has said, And whatever today we are discussing here, what is anukula to whatever Guru said, follow only that in practice. Other things get up the ideas, but you do not follow that. You should follow yourself, whatever Guru has told and whatever we're discussing, if it is anukula to your Guru's advice, follow that one. Others you listen, it may be required for other aspirants. So every aspirant may have their own path. And otherwise, you can think first of your Guru on your head, the Brahma Randra there, when we call as Tantra, there is Shata Chakra, and above, on a Sahasra, there is a Sahasradala Shweta Padma. You think, imagine, on your head, there is a lotus, full-blown lotus with 1,000 petals and a very white color. In that lotus, your Guru is sitting there. And within your Guru, your Ishta is also residing. This Guru is not different from Ishta. So meditate on the Guru. Think of, just imagine of your Guru sitting on your head, in a 1,000 petal white lotus, and just imagine like we see photograph in front. But think your Guru is sitting on your own head, and you're showering his blessing, and your whole your body, from your hairs to the nail, is being showered like we stand on the below the rain when it's raining, and we can drench with the rainfall like that. Or you're sitting on the Pada Pranta of the Guru, and his Guru shower, his blessing is showered, and the whole body is drenched with the shower of blessings, the grace of his Guru. Imagine like that. And if you require, if you want to purify and think that your body should be that, you may personally touch each part of your body. If you feel like that, you may touch your nerves, you may touch your hand, you may touch your feet, and think or imagine or visualize internally that each part of body is getting blessed, that the blessing and shower of that Guru's rain of blessing of grace. You want to touch each part of your body, you can even do that, or internally you can think that. So after some time doing that, you offer, like we do in Pushpanjali, in Durga Puja, Saraswati Puja, you offer in mentally, internally, like a flower to the feet of Pada of the Guru, and end that Guru Dhyana on your Sahasrara. Then come here to Anahata Chakra, which is in the Hridaya. Hridaya Danka Mara Jayega, Swami says. The lowest chakra is a Muladhar, then Swadhisthana, then navel there is a Manipura, then heart is Anahata Chakra. Above that fifth is in the neck region, it is a Vishuddha Chakra. Then between the eyebrows, Agnya Chakra. So think in the Anahata, in the heart region, there is a Ashtadal Rakta Padma. Imagine that. There is a 8-petal lotus in your heart. There is a red color, deep red color lotus, which is 8 petal. In that 8-petal lotus, Ashtadal Rakta Padma, your Ishta, whoever your Guru has told you Ishta sitting there very calmly. And or if you not been initiated, to think of whichever deity you like, Shiva or Mother or Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, anybody, or any other saints, whatever you feel like, or Sri Ram Krishna or anybody else. So think he's sitting there. And now, when he's sitting there, suppose a very VIP guest from in our own house, we just invite him and we offer our best love that is offered. So like that, he's a very precious guest. He's come in our own house. Our body is our own house. He has entered our house. So we're preparing this how to greet him. In outside world also, like we do in airport, or we greet when people come from other country. Like that, very beginning, you do a like in mentally. This is called a Manasa Puja. Internally think that you're doing with incense sticks or your Pradeepa. You're doing an Arati. Initially we told Kriti Apte Marudbam, like during Nidakara Dhyana. Here, in this Sakara Dhyana, well, this is all this Panchabhuta. You're offering, as it is offering as Arati, Ganga Jala Ganga Puja Koto, you're offering that to your deity. First you're doing Arati with incense sticks or with your Pradeepa internally in the mind. And how to visualize the deity in your own heart? When you're sitting straight, the which way you're facing, you think the deity also facing the same way. Initially it may be difficult to visualize that, because in temples when we go, Deity is facing opposite to us. Means deity is facing ourselves and we are facing towards deity. Each is facing each other. And when we go to temple. But meditation, you need to visualize yourself that the side which you are facing, that is north or east we said earlier, your deity which is sitting in your heart, Ishtar, he is also facing your north or earth, whichever way you are facing. That's why you are facing the same way. You are facing the which way, deity also facing same way. Initially it may be difficult to visualize this thing, but with time it will be easier. So first you do arati like with incense sticks internally, immerse it in the mind or with the deepa. After that, like we do arati in the sandharati in the temples, that you have when a guest come in your house. In earlier days, we used to wash their feet with water ourselves. So like that, you put a padya like you put a offering of water mentally. You are putting offering water on his feet so that the other dirt which is coming from outside it will be washed away. And mentally you do that. After that, after washing the feet, we need to clean the feet also, wipe out with a cloth. So mentally think that this is all the fifth of this Marudam, different Panchabhutas we are worshipping in fact. There is a philosophy behind that. So you with a mentally think with a very clean cloth, you are wiping the feet of your deity, wiping those dirt and wiping the water. After that, the deity is sitting on the seat, and then you are offering a like argha, a flower like your own self as it were, the best flower or like your in garden you have. Similarly, as it were, everybody loves oneself best, is it not? So we are as if we are offering ourselves to the deity in a symbolic way of a as a flower. Everything is a symbolism, is imagination, but that will be realization with time when we make that more vivid in practice. So there's the argha. After that, when he is sitting there, he may be very tired for this. Very naturally, he will be tired from walking outside very long distance. Earlier days there used to be chamara or hat pakha, a hand fan. With that, we could just blow and we just give him cool breeze. So he is sitting there, you put in cool breeze like doing arati, like that, or hat pakha earlier days like that. Then you offer some food mentally, that whatever you feel like and whatever you take, Atmavat Atma Seva, that you offer that, and food, jala, tambula, panan, you do that, and he is very pleased with you and he is blessing you. And with this, when he is very pleased and content of this, then you start your japa, you have your Ishta mantra by given Guru, or if not by initiative, you can do the Pranava japa, Omkar japa, or any other deities japa, like Om Namah Shivaya for Shiva, or any other deities which you feel like, or even, as we said, Gayatri mantra also is possible. Or if you have Ishta mantra, you do that. And when you do that, you internally visualizing that there your deity is sitting over that Raktadal Ashtapadma, and that is your Swarupa, you're not different from that. Here is the very important thing. Like we are sitting in the temple, we are thinking deity is facing ourselves, facing each other. But in your heart, deity is facing the same side which you are facing. So you are as if at a cage. Within that cage, like in a frame, photo frame, the we know the photo is there of a deity. Like you are also framed within that, the deity is there. That is Swarupa. This frame, which is that is not a real thing. The deity, the Ishta, which is there, that is the real thing. So that we today we identify ourselves with this body, with this frame. That we are Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. Try to identify more and more with this deity. That is his real Swarupa. This frame is not your Swarupa. That time, this is another step now. You try to think that in your body, your deity is sitting in your heart, and yourself, you are watching yourself, you are sitting in front of yourself, a little bit away. Now the second step. And from that, you are watching yourself. Just like in the temple, we are facing each other, deity and yourself are facing each other. Here now you think, in this frame, the deity alone is there, you do not reside there. Then where are you now? Now you are sitting in front, just like in the temple. So now you think yourself sitting in the temple in the Garbhagriha, Garbha Mandira, where the deity is sitting, facing all the devotees. You are sitting that place, there the devotee alone is there. Other thing is only frame. There is not you. But you are sitting live, the devotees are sitting outside in the Nata Mandira, like that you yourself are sitting facing your deity. So that means now your body contains only your deity or Ishta. In body, you do not reside anymore. This body doesn't belong to you at all. You have been thrown out of your body. You are sitting outside your body, now facing your deity internally, mentally, okay? And sitting as city is seeing your deity. So this your attachment, identification with our own body will slowly reduce and we will identify ourselves more and more and more with our deity, which is a Swarupa. And the body and mind, which is not ourselves, will slowly try to forget that. So as long as possible, whatever 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, slowly, slowly, morning, evening, after night, whenever you get time, we'll try to do this type of meditation as possible. After this meditation over, now you need to offer your japa, which is a japa, this meditation dhyana we did, and the puja, which is the manasa puja, you need to offer to the deity. Like Durga Puja, Saraswati Puja, we do Pushpanjali with two hands folded. We try to offer that internally to the deity. This is also Bahya Puja, external worship, that will come in the end shortly. So you offer all this japa, dhana and puja, all this karma, it's called offer to the deity. After that, you offer yourself in total with the deity internally. This offering is a potent, you may do yourself mentally without any mantra or like that. So there's a very potent mantra which is called Viraja mantra, Viraja Homa mantra. Some of these mantras, easier ones, it is also been done during the sannyasa celebration. Also, it has been done in our age-old tradition when uh, through cow dung, by burning cow dung cake, bhasma, vibhuti bhasma is made. They also the Virajahoma is performed. So anybody, any person, the basic few Virajahoma mantras, either originally by Sanskrit or the meaning in your own words, in your own language, you can just internally you can think that you are offering yourself to the divine. Few mantras are which are outside your pranas, like your prana, apana, vyana. Few are with your different shariras, annamaya, pranamaya, manamaya, sharira, you offer to that. Few are with your different your sense organs, you're offering. If you are internal thing that your even body you are offering as a homage to the oblation to that. If you are think the Panchabhuta, you are offering there. So this in different ways you can think. I'll speak out only one mantra here, just for an example, which is said Om Annamaya Pranamaya Manomaya Vijnanama Anandamaya Atma Me Shuddhantam Jyotiraham Viraja Vipapma Bhuyasya Swaha. You need not utter this mantra, but you can get the idea. This is our our koshas. I'm offering that so that I become Shuddhantam, I become pure and pure. Jyotiram, I am become the Jyoti. I am become effulgent light, that Atma Jyoti, that the deity becoming, and I become Viraja Vipapma. All my rajas, all my sins, they're going away, so just melting away. I become pure, I become the Swarupa of my Ishta, of my Dhyana deity. So just offer yourself totally. Initially, it will be just like a mechanical offering, but with time and time and time, bhava will come, and then with time, it will become a reality in our own life. So this Sandayan offer and do again the pranama in the beginning, which we did, that pranama for everybody, that everybody should get bliss, happiness. We did pranama for everybody, prayer for everybody, and may I obtain that jnana, that bhakti and vairagya, and pray to God, your Ishta, that He holds me and holds thee, and to cross this ocean of samsara and gain the light of the divine. So this we end our meditation process. Do it again and again, anytime, in the whole day also. Now very short will end with the Bahya Puja. Very short will and we'll end it, our talk today. So, like we did the internal Manas Puja, if you have a sign in a room where there is a photography for Ishta deity or a clay image, or a metal image, or stone image. You can do the same thing, same puja outside also. Whether you are ordained or not, it doesn't matter. Your own chosen deity, you can offer whatever you can offer, will accept. He will accept that. It doesn't matter at all. So you can offer that and do the external puja also. And now the other times of the day, we are doing meditation only for maybe half an hour, 1 hour like that. Whole day, etc. Other than external worship also. We are in the household as a doctor, engineer, or businessman, everywhere, student, etc. There also we can do meditation. Sri Ramakrishna says, chok khule dhyan, meditation with open eyes. Because then only our whole life will become meditation. Then it will produce a change in your own life. Otherwise, only half an hour it will become prolonged and you can do that. How to do that? We'll end with this. This is a sloka in Shiva Manasa Puja or even said by Vyasudeva or Adi Shankaracharya. It says, Atma Tvam Girija Matihi Sahachara Prana Shariram Griham. There, because it's told of Shiva deity, it said Atma Tvam. You Shiva, you are my Atma. You are my Swarupa. Here, whoever is your Ishta or your chosen deity, Shiva or Rama, Krishna, you think he is an Atma, as we said in meditation. He is in your own heart. He is a Swarupa. Your body, mind, which you think in yourself as a Mr. A, Mr. B, it is not you. So that deity is an Atma Tvam. That is your Swarupa. And Girija Matihi. Girija means Parvati, the Mahamaya. She is the residing the intelligence. Through that, then Gayatri we did the Prarthana, Dhiyo Yohana Prachodaya, so that Mati intelligence. With that, you will cross over, you will show you the right path. Then Sahachara Prana, your prana. In like in Viraja Homa, there is there the prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, shuddhantam, jyotiraham, Viraja Vipapma Bhuya Syaktam Swaha. You are offering a Pancha Prana, Pancha Vayu. That is your Sahachara, your defend the faculties of your body or mind, your sense organs. They are your Sahachara, like your friends. Like in a Shiva temple, inside Shiva and Gauri is there. Outside Nandi is sitting, always facing Shiva. In all Shiva temples like that. Sahachara Prana. Now you understand when we say that you think that your Swarupa, Shiva, your Ishta is there, and you are facing your deity on your own self. You will imagine that. Like Nandi in a Shiva temple faces outside, it sits outside the main shrine, but facing the just outside Garbha Mandir, facing the Shiva always. Like that Sahachara Prana, your sensei are sitting outside and always looking towards the deity, not looking towards the world. This is Sahachara Prana. And Shariram Griham, your own body is your deity's chosen Ishta's abode. This internally, initially we thought that within our frame, our deity stays there. Once we more meditate, we'll say expanse of our own meditation is imagining our body as if like a football expanding or the process reversing. Now you'll find that in future that outside this whole existence, whole world is the form of deity, and you are sitting inside like a small tiny speckle. Initially, in the beginning of meditation, it was your frame is there, inside your deity is there, which is there. With time, it will come just a reverse. So you will become expanded like a as if like a football being filled up with air, or it's like a deity is covering whole universe, whole expanse, and within that you are sitting inside. So that will come to Shariram Griham. Your whole body is filled up by deity. This small individual body also, or this larger, this universe body also will feel like that. Then Pujate Vishaya Bhoga Vividha Bhoga Rachana Nidra Samadhi Sthiti. So whatever we are doing in our own life, as a householder, as a housewife, as a student, as a doctor, engineer, whatever we are doing, that is a puja offering. Like we did Thiti Update, we did earlier, offering incense stick, offering that Padya, Gargha, doing Chamara, or offering this Prana, Udana, Samana, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Kosha. Like that, whatever you're doing in the whole life, so-called secular life, nothing is secular, that itself you're offering as a, in very beginning we said, that offering as a yogya, sacrifice everything to God, to the divine, you think that, that will be. Even Nidra Samadhi Sthiti, when we will sleep, we don't have any idea of our divine. Before sleeping, You're thinking that the sleep itself has become going to become a samadhi that I'll merge in you, merge in my divine, who is residing in my heart. Think of that, imagine of that, and then it said that Pradakshina Parivaja Payonidhi. The Sanchara Pradakshina Payonidhi, or that Sanchara, when you're walking in the world, anywhere, that is your Pradakshina Parikrama that we do in temple. Like wherever, because Ishta is within you and in the whole world, wherever you're walking, that is working around Ishta only. There's no way you can go away from your Ishta or from the deity. Wherever you're walking in normal way. So that itself you're doing parikrama of a circumambulation of your Ishta. So this then saying the Stotrani Sarvam Giroho. So what you are uttering, like Ishta mantra or this pranava any mantra, whatever you are uttering, normal these words we are telling, that also is a God's words only, because God is the source of that. These are Kaya, Manasa, Vacha. Kaya means by body, where we are going. Manasa by thinking, even in Swapna and Samadhi Nidra. And Vacha by your words. Then ending, Yad Yad Karami Tat Tat Akhilam Shambhu Tava Aradhanam. Whatever we are doing, there is a Aradhana, Puja to the great Lord, to the divine. So this is a meditation with ending with a meditation with open eyes. This is external worship. So this way our whole life, whole time, whole sthan, kalpatra, everything will become divine, divinized, and will get the presence of divinity. And today, I think in very short, whenever it's over, we can end with this. If any questions will be there, willing, we can open in the group also. And today, if required, at night, evening 8 o'clock, we can have a question and answer, not meditation session. A questions, if you have any questions related to any ideas of this, at 9 o'clock with the same Google Meet ID, today at 8 o'clock at night, we can have a question and answer session, discussion on this meditation. Because, but not doing meditation, we will do a question and answer if you want it. Or you can put there some questions in the WhatsApp group also. I think now we can end. Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Pranamastu.
Thank you, Maharaj. It was very nice. Pranam.
Yeah, if required, we can have a discussion session in the evening.
Sure.
Any questions will be there.